It gets closer to May and this pandemic is still going on. A lot of people are concerned about high school graduations. I'm Annie Johnson and I'll have the full story coming up.
A local high-tech company that specializes in wildfire response and air defense is now making personal protective equipment for Bozeman Health. I'm Gabby Crevitt and I'll have the story coming up.
Just ahead of 6:30 here on Montana This Morning, Caitlin Corbett, Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell. We were talking about it before the break. Could be some slick roads out there, so maybe just a good day to stay home. Snow day, right?
I'm totally down. Yeah, done. I told my kids, don't go to school today.
No, you take the day off. Why not?
No, they're still doing schoolwork, but no, they don't get to go to school. Temperatures holding into the low 30s this morning. Slick roadways a big issue this early part of the day. Most of the snow is on the lighter side, but it is beginning to accumulate on our area. Passes, Bozeman Pass, Homestake Pass, both turning a little slick. We have some snow falling down Gallatin Canyon this morning. Best potential, the heaviest snow coming in the morning. Most of the models are starting to come down as far as amounts are concerned, but I still expect anywhere between 1 and 3 inches of snow through the afternoon, with light snow developing again through the mid part of the morning and early afternoon. We'll talk more about the timing on this and maybe even head outdoors. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Matt. We'll look forward to that. Now just ahead of 6:31. After an investigation, 6 people have now tested positive for coronavirus at a construction site at Spanish Peaks in Big Sky.
Yeah, the Gallatin City County Health Department and the State Health Department are now working with the managers at that project to make sure there aren't any more cases. At least 5 of the people who tested positive are associated with a single work crew. They were removed from the site more than 2 weeks ago. That other person also removed from the site about 2 weeks ago, and all 6 people are from different counties. Another complicating factor, the job site straddles both Madison and Gallatin counties.
And for the second day in a row, no new cases of coronavirus in Gallatin County. According to the State Health Department, only 2 counties reported new cases. 4 were in Yellowstone County, 1 in Bighorn. Gallatin County still leads the state with 138. Silver Bow County has 11. 399 total cases in Montana as of the last report. 7 people have died and 24 people are still hospitalized. More than 9,200 tests have been completed. Also, Montana Governor Steve Bullock is responding to criticism from Republican leaders. In a news conference at the state capitol, he stood by his administration's directives. Governor says he believes the directives are in line with the state constitution and with the best public health practices. He says the state will open schools and businesses when it's safe to do so. Governor Bullock says the state has seen relatively slow growth in COVID-19 cases in recent weeks. He argues that shows social distancing and other measures are having an effect. But he says it's too early to say the measures should be relaxed.
I know it's frustrating that we can't give a date certain when things will get to some degree of normal again. The decisions are going to be guided by the ongoing data and the science, not politics.
Governor Bullock's current directives, including a stay-at-home order and a closure of public schools, runs through April 24th. He says there won't be any changes before that time.
And in the mining city, police continue to enforce the governor's order of social distancing. Over the weekend, officers broke up a party outside a remote area outside of town. Police responded to a gathering taking place in a wooded area off of Browns Gulch Road, northwest of Butte, and told the group it had to disperse due to the state's social distancing order. No citations were issued.
That party was just broken up. They were people that we hadn't dealt with before, so they were educated about social isolation, and hopefully we don't have to deal with that same group again.
And you'll remember earlier this month, police cited a resident for hosting a party despite prior police warnings.
Well, schools are still closed here in Montana, and it's uncertain when or if they will open back up during this school year, which leads to a big question. What does that mean for high school graduations? MTN's Annie Johnson takes a look.
This pandemic has changed nearly every aspect of all of our lives. And for parents, students, and educators, it has a lot of them wondering what high school graduations are going to look like in May.
Well, it is definitely a celebration, but it will be very unique given COVID-19.
The Montana Office of Public Instruction is advising public schools to not hold large-scale in-person graduation ceremonies.
We're in a new normal right now, and we don't know what that means.
Bozeman public school officials are looking at 3 options.
The traditional graduation, which looks slimmer and slimmer all the time. And then if a gathering, how big of a gathering is going to be allowed? If that rolls back in, what number does that look like? So could there be a student-only graduation? And of course, what everybody is planning for across the state is that virtual graduation.
While it is unfortunate that students may not experience the traditional high school graduation, the superintendent says they are still just as qualified for life after graduation as anybody else.
We want to embrace that diploma as, yes, these are graduates that may have had a shortened school normal experience, but remote learning did take place.
This is only a recommendation from the Office of Public Instruction, and the final decision depends on orders from Governor Bullock and the individual school districts. Of course, no one can see or predict the future, but officials say they will continue to make decisions based on what's best for everyone. Reporting in Bozeman, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Time now is 5:35. A high-tech company in Bozeman is now manufacturing face shields for medical workers and first responders. MTN's Gabby Crevitt has the story of another local business stepping up during the outbreak.
By day, Bridger Aerospace remains open because of the essential work they do for wildfire response and our national defense. And now they're making personal protective equipment for Bozeman Health.
Our mission is always public safety to protect Americans, and this is something that falls squarely in that category.
It's business as usual for Bridger Aerospace and Ascent Vision in Bozeman, who conduct aerial fire suppression operations to fight wildfires across the country and make defense and aerospace equipment for the U.S. Marine Corps and Air Force.
We're always maintaining aircraft, upgrading aircraft, fixing aircraft. We're manufacturing sometimes upwards of $50 million a year in product for the Department of Defense.
And while that essential work continues, people are manufacturing face shields to donate to healthcare workers at Bozeman Health to help fight the coronavirus outbreak.
Family members of staff and office staff who aren't always in the office right now have shifted to the production line to build these face shields.
So far, they've made about 500 face shields. The goal is 5,000.
This isn't a $1 million air defense system. This is about a 10-cent face shield, but it's something that we could make quickly and easily within our factory.
Masks are also going to emergency responders like the Central Valley Fire Department.
A small private company can move faster than any other organization in the country, so it's incumbent upon us to invest and protect in the communities that we live in.
In Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
6:37 now. There are many ways people are helping their community in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. MTN's John Miller was at Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport yesterday for a special lunch delivery.
The Montana National Guard is here at the Bozeman International Airport making sure nobody is coming through who is sick. But today they got some support from an unexpected visitor.
Sick breath?
No.
And have you been around anyone with COVID-19 recently? 98 evening, you're good to go?
We're screening passengers that are incoming and making sure that they're not bringing home any symptoms of COVID-19.
Keeping COVID-19 out of Montana is no easy task. The Montana National Guard has been hard at work since the beginning of April, and today they had a special delivery man who came to show his support.
We appreciate you. Well, thanks to Chalet Market. Yes. They've got some free lunch.
That's right. It was Senator Steve Daines.
Thanks to the Chalet Market, they donated these lunches. They're going to get a great lunch today before they take care of their next group of passengers arriving here in the 12:20 flight.
Senator Daines' father served in the Marines, so he knows some support can go a long way.
This is just a small way that we can say thank you, appreciate them for their service and helping out in this time of need. Just grateful for these men and women who wear the uniform today and keep us safe.
It was very appreciated. Came in to say thanks, and he's being very supportive to our Montana Guard community.
And by the time my short interview was over, the service members had already devoured their food.
As the gentleman told me, he said, if there's anything we can do in the military is we know how to eat fast.
In Bozeman, John Miller, MTN News.
6:38 now. Many of us are looking for ways to help out right now. You might not feel comfortable leaving your home to do that, but there are options to volunteer virtually.
The promise right now of virtual volunteering and the feedback is, for people who want to make a difference and who really want to find a way to give back, it's a relief to be doing something that can feel constructive and generous and positive at a moment when the world needs, generosity and giving more than it ever has.
Head to volunteermatch.org for virtual volunteer opportunities. You can search by your interests and by opportunities specific to COVID-19. Volunteer Match's CEO tells us the site has added hundreds of new opportunities. It's been working with nonprofits nationwide to transfer work online.
It's amazing the energy and innovation and imagination that organizations are applying right now in order to take mentoring programs and make them virtual. To take there's a great dance program in New Jersey that's trying to recruit a virtual dance instructor and choreographer.
On-Cam Volunteer Match's CEO hopes one of the lasting legacies of this moment will be that people see the opportunities to use their talents and skills in ways that they might have overlooked. I love that. There's always a way to help out.
In a high-tech way, too. I think that's the thing that we've learned. We can use that high technology in different ways than we ever thought of before. I love even through volunteering. Good stuff.
And as we're doing every day here on Montana This Morning.
Even from your bedroom, that's right.
Something we thought we'd never be doing, but here we are.
Here you are.
6:40, we're going to take a break. When we come back, a high demand for grocery delivery is making it hard for some people to take advantage of that service. Coming up, some tips on how to get on the schedule.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, the director of the CDC joins us. We'll ask him about the president's decision to cut America's funding to the World Health Organization. Also, the difficulty with learning online and why experts fear students are falling behind. Plus, we speak to the founder of Operation Hope, how that organization is helping underserved communities during this pandemic. And Wynton Marsalis reflects on the loss of his father and tells us what he's doing to help struggling jazz musicians. We need all the music we can get right now. And we'll see you at 7.